This video is part 2 of the radar plotting tutorial, where the target's bearing does not change and the CPA is 0. In part 1, it covers the relative motion line, direction of relative motion, CPA, and TCPA, in which in this scenario it is the time of collision, and the target relative speed, providing an explanation of the 6-minute rule. If you are new to radar plotting, I recommend watching part 1 before proceeding with this video. The link to part 1 is available in the description and comment section below. In this video, we will determine the target's true course and speed. It includes the necessary steps to determine own ship's new course to steer and new speed to avoid risk of collision and maintain a safe passing distance. Before we proceed, let's first familiarize ourselves with the following symbols. E to R represents own ship true course and speed. E to M represents the target's true course and speed. Remember that E is the origin of the true motion vector and can be found at the center of the plotting sheet at this point. I will draw a line below that represents own ship true motion vector. This vector is supposed to be drawn from the center along the ship's heading, but the area is a little crowded, so I will place it below for clarity. The direction of the line is 345 degrees true, that is own ship true course. Let's mark the beginning of the line as point E. This point is the own ship position, while point R is somewhere above E. To determine the position of point R, we use own ship true speed. Using the 6-minute rule, if own ship has a speed of 15 knots, she traveled a distance of 1.5 nautical miles in 6 minutes. Another way to determine the distance traveled is by using this formula. Distance is equal to speed times time. Own ship speed is 15 knots multiplied by the steaming time, which is 6 minutes, but we need to convert 6 minutes into an hour, and that is 0.1 hour. The distance is 1.5 nautical miles. The 6-minute rule is faster than doing the calculations. Next, measure 1.5 miles in a 12-mile range scale. Then lay the compass divider down from point E in the direction of the ship's course, so point R will be here. This line represents own ship true vector. This vector is supposed to be here. Now we need to create a vector triangle to determine the target true course and speed. To do that, we will bring the own ship vector to the target's first plotted position, but to do this in the radar plotting sheet, bring own ship course to point R and draw a line in a reciprocal direction to own ship course. Then measure 1.5 miles from the 12-mile range scale, which corresponds to the distance traveled by own ship in 6 minutes. Then lay your compass divider down from point R along the drawn line. Mark this point as E. If we check it with own ship vector, they are both the same. Let's bring this back. Next, connect a line from point E to M. This line is the target true vector, which is also the target true course and speed. So this is our vector triangle. To determine the target true course, bring the triangle to the center of the plotting sheet. Determine the course in the direction of the line E to M. The target true course is 226 degrees. Next, measure the distance from point E to M. Bring the compass divider to the 12-mile range scale. The distance is 2.0 nautical miles. In the 6-minute rule, it corresponds to the speed of 20 knots. Otherwise, you can determine it using the formula. Speed is equal to distance divided by time. So the target true speed is 20 knots. From a bird's eye view, this is what the target vessel looks like, with its bow pointing in this direction. The target's true course is 226 degrees. If the radar is set to relative motion display with true vector, the target appears to move relative to own ship, while own ship is considered fixed or stationary. In true motion display, with true vector, this is what it looks like. All moving objects are shown moving across the radar PPI, while all fixed objects remain stationary. I have a separate video covering the true and relative motion displays, as well as true and relative vectors. For full details, please check the link in the description below. We have now determined all the vital information needed to take any actions. Let's assume that we are in open water, and the company's policy for safe passing distance in such areas is 2 nautical miles. In this case, we are in a crossing situation. Applying the rules of the road, the target ship is the stand-on vessel, while own ship is the give-way vessel. Therefore, it is our responsibility to take early and substantial action, such as altering course or reducing speed, to avoid the risk of collision. But what should our new course to steer or new speed to achieve the required safe passing distance? Now, let's assume that as the duty officer, we have decided to take action when the target is 5 nautical miles away. To determine own ship's new course and speed to achieve a new CPA of 2 nautical miles with the point of execution established when the target is 5 nautical miles from own ship. First, measure 5 miles on the 12-mile range scale. Transfer this distance from the center of the radar plotting sheet along RML and mark the point as MX, or the point of execution. This means when the target reaches point MX, own ship will alter course to starboard to have a minimum passing distance of 2 nautical miles. To achieve a new CPA of 2 nautical miles, use the compass divider to measure 2 miles on the 12-mile range scale. Transfer this distance from the center of the plotting sheet and draw an arc on the side where the 2 vessels will pass. In this scenario, a 2-mile distance is exactly on the range ring. Next, draw a line from point MX tangent to a 2-mile ring and extend it in the direction of the target's relative motion. This line represents the new relative motion line, or new RML, with a new CPA of 2 nautical miles. If the required safe passing distance does not pass through a range ring, use a compass divider to draw an arc, with the passing distance as the radius, and draw a line from point MX, tangent to the arc, and extend it in the direction of the target's relative motion. Let's bring this back to a 2-mile CPA. To determine the new direction of relative motion, or new DRM, transfer the new RML to the center of the plotting sheet using a navigational triangle. Then read the direction along the plotted line. The new DRM is 223 degrees. Next, bring this new RML to point M and draw a line opposite to relative motion. This line is called Advanced Relative Motion Line, or ARML. Then use a compass divider and measure E to R. Make an arc intersecting the ARML. You can mark the point of intersection as R1, connect a line from E to R1. The direction of this line, E to R1, is the ship's new course. Bring this line to the center of the plotting sheet. To determine the new course, in the direction of line E to R1. The new course to steer is 027 degrees true, meaning when the target reaches a distance of 5 nautical miles at point MX, own ship should alter course to 027 degrees true to achieve a new CPA of 2 nautical miles. In some cases, where own ship cannot alter course due to some factors such as limited navigable waters or an existing obstruction, we can still maintain our present course, provided we reduce our speed. To determine the new speed, use a compass divider to measure the distance from point E to this point. Then transfer this measurement to the 12-mile range scale. The distance is 0.4 mile. Using the 6-minute rule, the new speed is 4 knots. This means that a new CPA of 2 nautical miles can still be achieved even if own ship maintains her present course, provided that we reduce our speed to 4 knots. If you plotted this scenario on your own plotting sheet, your answer may vary from mine. This is because the advanced RML has a slight difference in the direction of E to M line. For clarity in this demonstration, I intentionally made a larger difference in the direction of the advanced RML and line E to M. If you follow the same procedure, your result may actually be more accurate than mine. That's all for now. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more maritime tutorials. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.